Yeah, thank you once again for the opportunity to join. At least, let me see. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for thanking me. Yes.
Okay.
So it's exactly 8 o'clock. From welcome to everyone here. You can kindly mute. So yes, you can use the in call message here to send messages, and very soon I would also give the opportunity where we can ask live questions. I would answer them. Just as I said, this is being recorded. So what it means is that you can always come back, and the link would be available on my WhatsApp group. The link to this session is going to be available on the WhatsApp group. So if you're on WhatsApp, you can always see, come back and refer to anything. So what we are going to be discussing, what we are going to be dis- what we are going to be discussing So let's see, it seems like I have a little challenge with network and I can't share my screen. So let me fix that. All right. So if you want to say anything or ask questions, once again, as always, use the in-call message. I'm going to read through every single bit of it. And just to repeat what I've said, this session is being recorded, and the link will be available on my WhatsApp groups and Telegram. So if you're there, you would always get access to this session. What we are going to be talking about today is the shell, Emacs, and VI. We're also going to look at these two very important concepts. For everything we'll talk about, these two are the most important things we'll talk about. And then we are going to look at how to SSH into your computer and how to screenshot. Finally, we'll talk about Git and the Git project. So yes, the first thing we are going to be talking about today is, so you can mute and use the in-call message to tell me anything for now. So first off, the first question I'm going to ask is, does anybody have problems with the shell? You can use the in-call message to let me know. The shell, do you really understand what we are doing there in the shell? Okay, Mr. Mike, can you, okay, go on please.
Okay, good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes, go on.
Okay, yeah, I just want to just suggest, because we have a project that we, enter deadline tomorrow, 6 a.m. So I'm suggesting if we can just start with the gigs, because I believe that you've already shared a lot of results concerning the share, the Vim and all that in the WhatsApp group. So I believe whoever that goes through those record that you shared on the group should be able to at least understand how to navigate the shares, Vim and all that. But this gig is more, it's more tasty and so I don't know. It's just a suggestion, though.
Okay, thank you.
You understand me? Yeah.
Thank you. So Thank you so much. So does anybody has questions or any problem with the shell first? You can use the in-call messages. So one of the very basic questions that if I asked now I could find difficult to answer is, what is the shell? And there's a reason why I said I'm going to talk about the shell first and then I added Git last. So first, what is the shell? The shell is a program that helps you input things on your keyboard, and any command you input on your keyboard, the computer is going to carry it out. That program that helps you to communicate with your keyboard and your computer, you can call it the Unix operating system, the Unix shell. You can call it the Unix shell. That's program. So it's more than just any other software. It's an operating system. Unix is an operating system. It's also known as Linux. Now, why is this important? You see, every other thing you're going to be doing here, this one and these are the two projects. These three are not projects, but you see this, and then when we finally start C, every other thing you are going to be doing will center around the shell. If you don't know how to navigate the shell, it may be difficult. So when we talk about navigating the shell, we are talking about the basic commands to find your way in and around the shell. For example, some people are asking me, I made a mistake in the name of my folder. How do I correct that? I made a mistake. I was supposed to write ALS pre 0x01 git. I wrote 0x0 git. Should I delete this and start again? How do I delete it? I'm seeing questions like that, and you see this question, this mistake would make your checker not to work. But see the answer here, the shell. So if you made a mistake with this, all you just have to do is to rename this file now 0x0 git to 0x01 git. If you rename it, it would work. But if you don't know how to rename, you refer back to the shell. Please, you can use in-call message to ask questions. I'm currently looking at the chat, nothing yet. So that's why the shell is very important. Now, how do you navigate your way throughout the shell? Just as Mr. Mike rightly pointed out, I have a detailed video on the shell navigation. I have the first one, and then I have the second one that talks about shell basic commands. You also understand why I'm talking a lot about the shell, because after now you're going to leave Git project and this, and you're going to spend a lot of time doing shell. You have shell navigation, you have shell variables, you have shell redirections, you have shell permissions and filters. I think you have 4 more projects on the shell. So if you don't understand the shell now as we are speaking, please refer to my YouTube channel where I talked extensively about the shell. It's going to help. And then for Emacs and VI, I saw a lot of questions. So Emacs and VI, take it like this. These two, Emacs and VI, both of them are text editors. They are programs that allow you to do your stuff on the computer. You know, they act as text editors like VS Code and the rest, but these ones are for the Unix operating system. VI comes default with your Unix operating system. So personally, I prefer VI. Some other people prefer Emacs. So if you know one out of these two, that's okay. You don't have to know the two. You don't have to know the two. Yes. So you don't have to know the two. And to know the two. Okay, thank you so much for that one. Let me reshare now. Thank you for those messages. Please, if there's anything, keep it coming. So now, yeah. So I just talked about the shell, and I said Emacs and VI. You can choose any one. But I find it strange when people are doing Emacs project and they are doing something like this: echo C X C F opening. You know, this would work very well, but this is strange. You're doing shell in Emacs, and then in VI they do the same thing: echo, they write the answer here, and then they come to opening. And all of a sudden now we get to Git, and that place that said put 2 lines /bin/bash in one line, bin bash in one line, and then in the next line you should put ALX. And they are like, how do I do this? Because if you do this, everything is going to appear in one line. Echo. If you try this in that your Git project that said impute bin bash, everything is going to appear in one line. So you cannot do this. The checkout mark is bad. So they are like, sir, please, how can I do this thing? You see, that's why I said we'll talk about from these projects, from the first to the last, from the bottom to the top. They build on each other. You learned VI first as a text editor. You learned Emacs as a text editor. And imagine you doing this in Emacs. No, now. Use this command that you're typing here to do your project. That's why sometimes I've seen somebody ask, these things that we are learning, are we even going to use it in real life? It's because you're not really learning it, you're just doing projects. You're not going to use CXCF in real life, but you are going to use Ctrl X and Ctrl F if you're using Emacs in real life. So even if you've done this shell and VI, please make our time. Choose one, anyone that you like. Me, I chose VI. I use VI a lot, but recently I've also used Emacs. Choose one, learn it, so that when you come to projects like this, you don't have to use the shell to write everything. Of course, you can also use the shell to write this, but it's not advice now because you've learned about a text editor called VI. So that my video on VI again was an Emacs. I had on Emacs and on VI. I talked about how you can practice it on your own to understand this. If you don't understand these two, the shell and maybe one of these, coming here now you find it difficult, because once again these projects build on each other. So from now on, it's very important that you get the 80% cutoff. But in this program, for the next 1 month, the easiest thing you can do is to get the 80% cutoff. To get the 80% is much more easier than knowing it. So the next time you're bothered about hitting 80% average, just know I said that is very simple. As long as you are able to do your projects, as long as you try to do your projects, even if you don't do all, you will most likely get the 80%. But you can do projects without knowing them. So come back and make sure you know them. If not, these projects are going to get more complicated now, and you have serious issues. This is very important. This is the most important thing. So if you've not known the shell well, kindly go back. Refer to my video, use it and go back. If you've not known Emacs and VI or VI well, check one, anyone you like. Go back. I see a question. What about using phone? How do we do it? Please specify again. How do we do what? What exactly? Are you talking about doing the project using phone? If you are using an iPhone, there's one app.
Hello.
Can you please use the message, in-call message? Thank you. To type.
Can I speak?
Alright, go on.
Okay, so you're talking about using the phone and something. So I was like, you said we should specify. I was talking about using the Control X, Control C, and Control X, Control S. Is there no any other way we can use it, like more of typing than just pressing? Like some kind of code we can use to access it, to save it? That's my question.
Okay, your background is really noisy. I did hear the question, but I could not make any sense of it. Like, I don't understand how you said rather than typing, rather than pressing. I don't understand that. So, use the message now. Try to be detailed about it. Okay, what about using an Android? Shitachi. Please, if I pronounce the name wrong, forgive me. Please go on. You can go on.
Fine, very well. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good evening. I was asking, like, in using an Android phone, how do you go about this? Because, like, my assignment, I've just been delaying because thinking about doing it is very hard. I'm trying to get a laptop, but, like, it's not, it has not been possible. So I don't know if you can, like, put me through a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Someone just graduated last week, and he said for the first 3 months of this program, he used a phone to do all his assignments for the first 3 months. I was like, wow. So it's possible. Some people here use Tamox a lot. Okay, Jessica even answered. They said there's an online terminal emulator like Tamox. So if you're using Android, Temox, if you are using an iPhone, there's one that Martin recommended on Slack on the announcements. So you can send me a message now on WhatsApp and I would forward it to people who are using Tamox and are very good on it. Or you could send Jessica a message now and she's going to put you through on how to use Tamox, the online terminal for phone, to do the projects. But yes, it's very possible to do it for as long as 3-6 months safe. Yes. So basically, let's look at this one. I said these two are very important, and this one we face it every day: how to ask questions. So one of the aspects of this program, you would always ask questions every single day, every single day. Let me show you my YouTube search. Okay, so let me click on it and okay, so I'm trying to see my history now. Okay, history type. These are histories I've watched. Where is that search history? Look at how there are many. All of them, many of them are related to things about software. So this is me asking questions, but I'm asking it online. Asking a lot of questions, but I'm asking them online. If I show you my search history on searches, you'll see there are very many. Very, 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 very many. So we are all going to ask questions, and there's nothing bad with asking questions. But there's how you would ask a question and it won't be clear. So for example, look at what I did talk about in one group. Most times people will just come and pay something like help me. See it here. Help me. This is not working. Someone should explain task 3. Or the person will just put a random screenshot that you cannot understand. And the next thing the person would say is, what's the essence of this group if someone cannot get help? And imagine someone whose question is help me. This is not a question. Everybody have things they are doing. And so if you go and search help me as your question, and maybe I'm reading through chat, I just pick up my phone and I'm going through the questions, and I see help me, I assume this is not a question. Or this thing isn't working. There's no question there. So if you say this thing isn't working now, how would I reply? I'll ask which thing, and then you say Git, and then I'll ask again which part of Git. Look at our chat, it's already getting long, and yet you've not even told me the problem. Just try to search this thing isn't working on Google and see the response you get, or help me on Google. Or someone should explain tax 3 on Google, or try it in Stack Overflow. The message may not even send. If you go to Stack Overflow, why you find Stack Overflow very useful is because people know how to send message. So they don't just put random screenshots, and most people don't even put screenshot. They will snap their computers. Screenshots is different from snapping your system, because most times when you snap, it's not clear. So if you send messages like this, you'll find getting help much more difficult than if you go to the second example. 1, be direct. Help me is not direct. So the first thing you want to do when you want to send a message, be direct. And if possible, tag a particular person you want to help you. So in this example, I use this person here, Favor. So I'm going to tag Favor now and says, I'm getting an error that says readme file is empty in tax 2. Please, what should I do to fix it? If you notice, there's no screenshots here. Absolutely no screenshots. But everybody can understand this message that I've just sent now. The message is very direct, and you can see how simple it is. It's specified to someone. Now, another person that sees this message now will not find it difficult to even help me, even if this person is not online at the moment, because I've just explained my error and which particular tax I'm getting the error, and I've asked for help in these simple lines. But imagine I just go and say help me with what exactly? So this is a big problem that I face it a lot, and as software engineers, you would grow to always ask questions, even no matter how advanced. Even if you've been doing this for the past 10 years, you would ask questions, because other people will come up with solutions that are better than yours or different from yours, and you must ask questions. But please be direct, very direct. Even I ask questions to my cohort people a lot of the times. But say what helps here, be direct. So the next time you're going to ask question now on the message, be very direct, especially when we enter Git. Be very direct with the question. So if tax 3 is not working, don't tell me tax 3 is not working. What in tax 3 is not working? Don't just send me a picture showing one checker is failed. Read it. One way you can fix your own error, and one way you can know software engineering, one way you can be a good programmer, is to read your errors. Read it. After reading it, try to make sense of the error. So when we enter Git now, I'm going to talk about how you can read your error and make sense out of the error, so that you can be able to fix your problems. But for now, remember this template. When asking for help, be very direct. Tag the particular person you want to help you, and try as much as possible not to be sending random screenshots. There's one of the projects you recently did, and that was a quiz question. The project came as a quiz question, And sending screenshots is not a good practice in debugging. Sending screenshots, because it shows you don't even know what you're asking for. If you understand the error, then type it or say it in your own words. Like this person now. So this person understands the error. Readme file is empty. That is the error. And is getting it in tax 2. But you can see what the person does not know. The person does not know how to fix this readme file is empty error. So it becomes easy for me now to help. So I hope it's something we take seriously rather than typing this thing is not working. And then it leads to this next one. These two are closely related, because if you know how to ask questions, you will know how to Google. And if you know how to do these two, 60% of your problems are going to be solved just by knowing these two. So let me give a practical example of how to Google. Someone was telling me a lot of people have faced this issue last week in the previous Git stats. The issue is I did a commit message saying hot fix. So I did git commit -m. I did git commit -m. Please mute. Git commit -m hot fix. This is what ALX said I should do. So I made a mistake and do this hot fix. This is just an example. If I go to the checker after pushing this thing now, it won't work. It will tell me that my commit message was not correct, and this is the commit message. So remember what I'm supposed to do. Copy hot fix. This is what I'm supposed to do, but this is what I mistakenly did. A lot of people have faced this issue. Then the next thing the person will do is to come and ask someone, which is good. Please, how do I fix this thing? How do I fix this thing? They said incorrect commit message. Most times if you tell me incorrect commit message, I'll tell you change it now, change it to the correct one. But if you go back to your terminal and try to change this commit message, it won't work. It will tell you nothing to push. Your master is up to date with everything. It won't work. So how do you fix this? See, this is where Google comes in. So this is what I'm talking about, to ask questions. Now you're asking a machine. You have to be very specific. First of all, you understand what your problem is. What is the problem? The problem is that you have an incorrect commit message. Abi, that's the issue. That's what you first understand. What is the problem with this thing? What's the error saying? Incorrect commit message. So the problem is from the commit message. What are you trying to do now? You're trying to change your commit message from this capital H to small h. Now, you're trying to change your commit message. Rather than ask someone who may not be online, or even if I'm online, most times I'm always online throughout the day, but most times not available to answer questions. So rather than sending how to, maybe some people even screenshot the error for me and then leave it, and then I'll see it 1 hour, 2 hours later. You've been stuck all this while. Rather than do that, why not ask this guy? He would always be here to answer you. His name is Google. But how can you ask Google? Because if you copy this, let's do it practical now. Let's copy this. Let's copy this. Here is Google. And we come to Google here and paste this. Git commit -m hotfix. They say the reply I'm getting, Stack Overflow. What is correct way for hotfix? Imagine I go and click this now and I start reading. Just imagine. So I'm going to click Start Overflow. So let's see it load. And this is how Stack Overflow is pretty much going to load until my internet is strong. And then I'm going to read an entirely irrelevant topic to what I wanted to do. What is the correct way for hot fixes? What you want to change is commit message, not hot fixes. Then you come down, git flow hotfix branch, So you can see that none of these things here, none, not even one, concerns your real issue. You know why? The person went to copy git commit -m hotfix and paste for Google to see. When you copy it like this and paste, Google does not understand what you're saying. So Google is going to take hotfix. So what is a better way to fix your error? I've earlier said understand your error. So your error is that the commit message is wrong. How about this? You come to Google now after understanding your error to say how to change. Can you see the first suggestion? How to change git commit message. Press enter. Look at, immediately I pressed enter. Look at the first thing Google gave me in bold. On the command line, navigate to the repository that contains the command you want to amend. Now type git commit -- amend and press enter. You see how simply I've gotten the solution. So I'm just going to copy this now. I'll go back to my terminal here now and press git commit amend, and it's going to give me an opportunity to fix this thing. What have I done? I've googled out the solution by myself so fast. It took me 0.62 seconds to find out this solution on Google. I'm not sure it would take me, even if I'm online and I'm there, I'm not sure it would take me these seconds to give you the answer. So you see, this is the very basic example, and throughout my 1 month probation program, all I'm going to be doing is guiding you on how to basically get answers yourself. That is what makes you a problem solver. So if you know how to Google and how to ask questions, this solves half of your problems. Half of your problems. So if you're not clear with this, how to Google and how to ask questions, you want to ask me later on. How you can ask questions directly, or how you can Google things directly. But next time, before you ask question on a group or to an individual, try this. Try Google. Google will give you a whole lot more information when you ask the right questions. Alright. So this is how to SSH in your computer, how to screenshot. I'm going to basically, to screenshot on your keyboard, press Ctrl and then print screen. Ctrl and print screen, and you'll be able to screenshot. So if you don't understand this thing I've just done, great. You see this thing, how to Google. So just copy this, how to screenshot now on your own time, and paste it on Google, and you will see how to screenshot with the examples, and they will show you pictures of where to press in your computer so that you'll be able to screenshot. So the next time you're going to send a message to someone, try to use screenshots. Screenshot the error and send, rather than snap it with your phone, because sometimes I can't see those errors if you snap it with your phone. So that you can send screenshots rather than snap pictures. So that's that about how to screenshot. How to SSH in your computer, very good. We'll talk about this when we get to Git projects, and we are getting to Git projects right now. So far I've talked about the shell, Emacs and VI, and basically all this. I've talked about them. So I want to talk about Git now. coming to this thing, I told the people in my group that they should please help me with their issues they want me to cover. And they said I should talk about Git extensively. But that's not there. That does not give me any detail, because I have a two-part tutorial that talked about Git extensively. So now, please tell me where particularly you want me to talk about in Git projects. Is it how to clone personal access token? Should we go and create a repository on GitHub? Or should we move to tax 2, tax 3? You can just like unmute and tell me specifically what you want me to talk about Git. Where you have problems now. What's the challenge you're facing? What do you not understand? Even if you've done everything, like what is not clear? Tell me, let's start from there. Or I should start from the complete beginning. You can also tell me.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, please, go on, boss.
Yeah, I just as you said, on the onboarding side, I did everything. I got the full percentage, but honestly, I don't understand it completely. From the point of cloning to the extreme, I don't understand anything on it. And now I'll appreciate if you start from scratch.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next person. Where do you want us to talk about? One more person. From scratch too. All right. So I'm seeing messages. Let me go and check my messages now. Okay, please. If you're, I can't see a screen on my PC. Okay, tax 2. Alright, is there any other person want us to start from scratch? Please, you can just unmute. Mike, Prince, anyone you can unmute. Prince, you've told me tax 2 now. I've gotten that. Any other person who has problems with from scratch?
From scratch is okay. But my issue might be like some in, let's say now to push and to pull to Git and so forth.
Okay, push and pull. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so I will
Hello?
talk a lot.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where do you want us to start from?
Hello? Okay, I think the from the ground is okay, but this the advanced task. I'm working on it, but it's giving me one very particular error that what is it again, sir?
All right. So while you try to fix your question, I've gotten enough, and we are going to start from scratch. So you can mute now, and let's get started. You
Please,
can just...
before you start, please, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm not against you starting from the scratch. Yes, we already have created a repository in the first project. Now, this second one, I don't know if we are going to have create another one, so that we'll be having like 2 repos, or we are going to, edit on 003. So that is where my problem really is, because I've not even started my project because of this issue, trying to know if to create another repo or to edit on the previous one.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, to answer that question, I think it's in the Adedotun, I can see your issue. Please, can you just leave this meeting and join back again? Just click on leave and then immediately, don't leave the Google Meet, or click on join back, so you will see my screen. I'm sure the rest can see my screen. So now that you're back, you should see my screen. All right. So first off, what we are going to do is simple now. The project was clear when they said for this project you go to so and so place to create your repo. So that answers it now. You're going to create a new repository with the name they gave you. So let's do everything from the scratch. I'm at GitHub now, and I'm going to click on new. So if you've not done this before, let's start off. First, if you open GitHub, this is what you should see. This is what you should see normally. Click on new. New is here. New is here. You can also come here and click your repo. You see new, but see, just come here and click on new. So what's the repository name for this project? Someone please tell me.
Emacs dash 0
ALX dash 0.
0 the number in letters.
Just go on.
0 underscore day.
This.
Now the 0 is Z, the Z one. ZERO.
Zero in letters. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I added 1 to my own, but if you're creating yours, please keep it at 0. See it, I already have a repo with this name, so I added 1. So mine. Okay, did they say you should put a description?
Description, yes.
What is the description?
Okay, so the description says, I am now a ALX student. This is my first repository as a full stack engineer.
Great. So if you're doing yours, please just copy it from your dashboard and then paste.
Okay.
As it is, just copy it. After that, leave these things the way they are.
Okay.
Then come down and click on create repo. Every other thing here the way it is. Come down and click on create repository. Alright, this is from scratch. Now, this is what you would see. I want you to leave here now. Either use your right hand button.
It's good sometimes. You hear people, that's what family is supposed to do. See how surprised it is that people are laughing. They are like strangers.
Can you please mute? Thank you. So your right hand side, come here and click on settings. After creating this, come down, click on developer settings by your left hand side. Personal access token by your left too. Now this is one token I have. It has expired July 9. So I'm going to generate a new token. This token is for ALX. I'm going to set this token expiration to 90 days. What permissions do you need to give it? You can give it any one, but this is the most important, this first one. You can go on to give it the rest though, but this first one is the most important. So I'm going to give this one now, this permission. And after giving it this permission, I'm going to come down, generate token. This is my personal access token. It says I want to be able to see it again. So I'm going to copy this. Start copying it. See my notepad environment, I'll paste it there. I'm done here now. I'll come back to my repositories. See the repo I just created 2 minutes ago. Now the next thing I want to do now is to clone this repository. This repo nice on GitHub. I want to bring it to my terminal, so it will bring me to the terminal, the shell now. To do that, so I'm going to come here now and I'm going to git project. So I'm going to come here, say sandbox, click on this. So for every other person, I want to talk about how to SSH into your normal computer. I'm assuming that everybody here has watched my video on Git before. So I'm going to click on SSH. You know, when you want to click sandbox, you use webterm now. But this web terminal has issues. Sometimes if what you want to type is too long, it will start misbehaving. I don't know if you've noticed that. So use SSH. Click on this SSH here. Copy. It's copied. Come here. Paste it. Just paste it. Now, after pasting it, come here. If you have git bash, use it. If you don't have git bash, if you have PowerShell, no problem. If you don't have PowerShell, if you have CMD, command prompt, if you are using a Windows system, all Windows system has CMD, you can also use it. So, but I have git bash, so I'm going to use it. Open your terminal. This is your local terminal now, your system. Open it. Say mine. This SSH that you've copied before, copy it again. Now, paste it here. Say why it's good. I don't have to stress myself with Ctrl AV. Let me make my terminal bolder so that you can see. Options. So great, so it's bolder. By simply right clicking on my git bash, I can see paste. I don't have to stress myself with Ctrl AV. Paste it like this. Paste. After pasting, press enter. After I do that, it should tell me for a password. Come back to your terminal. Remember how we got here. Click on sandbox. You copy the SSH first. Then now, we are looking for password. Sit down here. We have credentials, host, username. Ignore these two. Click on click to copy password. Click on it. It's copied. Come back to your git bash. Right click or any terminal you're using. Try Ctrl V. Git bash makes it easy. Then paste. When you paste it like this, nothing would show. Don't paste it twice, so just do it that once. Nothing would show, but that's okay. Press enter. See what I have here. Roots. Wait, let me clear it again. Roots. So where I am currently now, where I am now is I'm in roots. You get, if I list out what I have using the ls command, you can see everything I have here, right? So I have everything I'm supposed to have on my sandbox, and I have it on my own terminal, git bash. So that's why this thing makes a lot of sense. So it's going to help you use here better. This is way better than the sandbox. If you have problems so far on what I've done, if you've been following me, please ask now.
Sorry, I kind of missed the line when you were talking about the SSH. I don't know how you come about that place. Which task is that, please?
Anywhere you see get a sandbox on your system, click there, get a sandbox. You would see SSH here by your left hand side. Click copy. Come to here. I've left the place now. I've exited from this thing. I want to do it again. So basically, let me start again. Anywhere you see sandbox, this get a sandbox. Anywhere you see this thing, so I've increased my screen so that you can see it. Any tabs you see get a sandbox, click it. Click on SSH, copy here. After copying the SSH, come here to your terminal, anyone you're using, paste it, and enter. It's going to ask you for password next. Still come back, see password down, click to copy. After copying, go back to your terminal, paste it. It won't show, but don't paste it twice, paste it only once. Press enter. It would work.
What happens if we paste it twice?
Alright, you can try that later. You can do it. If you put the wrong password, what will happen? On your email, anything, put a wrong password, what will happen? That's the same thing that will happen if you paste it twice.
Incorrect entry.
Exactly.
No password.
Exactly. So that's what will happen. So at this point now, everything I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using my SSH. Now this is just a quick tip for everyone who has not done Vagrant projects and you don't want to stress yourself. Use this method and do Vagrant projects. It will work. So this is a tip that is, well, I did not say anything. So that's how you can do Vagrant projects. But if you want to understand Vagrants, then do it the normal way. So let's go back to Git now. Most people are having issues with, after this thing, they say when they want to push. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, good evening, all. I want to ask this badge, does it in any way use the network? Because one of the problems we are having with the webcam is the fact that it's on live. When I mean live, it uses the internet. This badge we are using, you see we should use. Does it use the network in any way? That's my question.
It's live now. There's no solution you do that it's not live. Because in any one you're doing, you are basically accessing ALX sandbox. Whether you use Vagrant or use Git Bash or use web terminal, you're accessing ALX sandbox with your device. So it's going to be online. But the web terminals will give you, we would quickly disconnect more than the Git Bash. And the shortest option, the more than SSH, not more than Git Bash, because you can use PowerShell or any other thing. I used to use Ubuntu sometimes, so if you've downloaded it, you can use it. But this web terminal will quickly disconnect more than these other methods, more than Vagrant and this one. I think Vagrant lasts for a long time. So the day I used it, I had no issues at all, and I enjoyed it. But I later stopped using it. So that's that for that. Now let's go back to this thing. See the template, see your step 5, clone your repository. Remember what we've been doing so far. If you remember, I've copied my personal access token and I've pasted it here. So after remembering this is very key. Copy it and paste it in a safe place. I'm going to save this file now so that anytime I need to access my personal access token for the next 90 days, I will not have problems. So after pasting it here, I've also pasted my SSH blah 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 here. Now see the templates: git clone https your personal access token at github.com, your username, and then the name of the project. I'm going to copy all of this. I will explain what this thing does. Let me paste it first. The command to clone a repo, that is to get what you have from online down to your terminal, that's cloning, is git clone. The URL we are cloning is https alx 0day. If you check the repository we created, this is the name of the repo, alx 0day1. This is the name of the repo. You understand why I put 1. Now, then why do we have all of this? All these long things you have seen here. Basically, what we are about to do is to clone this repo, alx0 git this. If you try this now, it will work. It will clone it, but it will give you errors in the future. So this your personal access token act as a password for GitHub. Your username also validates your authenticity, the authentication. If you don't copy this personal access token well, the error it will give you is an authentication failed. So GitHub, when you are trying to push this repo now back to GitHub does not know. Without this command, GitHub does not know if it is you that has this repository or not, without those lengthy commands. So if you do this now, it will work to clone alx0day. But when you try to push it back to GitHub does not know if what you're doing is your own. So like a password, your personal access token will replace password. So remove these brackets, remove all here, cancel it, come here, copy this thing like this, copy and paste it. You can see it has gotten long though. After pasting it, come here, see your username, see it. Your username, that's the next place we are going to now. You know your username now. If you don't know it, if you're not so sure, come here, see this is my username. This is my username. So I'm going to copy this now. I don't like stress. I don't want to hear that it did not do. You know, you take extra care. Remove these curly braces. Don't put it inside though. This is a placeholder, so remove it too. Thank you. And then paste it. So see all we have done now. It's lengthy. See all we have done. Git clone https. See all the long process. Did you see where I did it? I did it in Notepad. If I make any mistake, I can quickly Ctrl-Z. I can see it clearly. It's better than using here this terminal now. Imagine having to type all those plenty things. You'll most likely make a mistake. So it's better you do it here. From here now, copy this. Remember, the repo I'm cloning is 0day1. So I'll put 1 in my own, but you can put your own. I'm going to copy this now. So I'm going to copy this full line. Copy. I'll come here, right click, paste. Just like this, and press enter. Cloning into ALX01. Warning, you appear to have cloned into an empty repository. I'm done with all these steps. From here now, all I have to do is to start doing the tasks. If you followed me and you're done with this process, indicate. If you also have an issue with this process, please indicate now.
Good evening.
Yes.
Okay,
good
thank
evening.
you. I've been following so far. I just want to ask, I just want to clarify in very simple terms what we are doing with all these GitHub, and with our own laptop or whatever, is that we are trying to replicate the work we are doing privately in a remote destination, right? That's just it's very simple layman terms. That's what we are doing.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so that's all for the steps. And so from now, we can quickly look at what they ask us to do. You know, we have to create a readme.md, and inside the readme would have this contents, my first readme. This is also one big problem we have, being able to read the ALX packs correctly. First, after cloning everything, we are going to navigate to the new directory we just created. Simple now. You remember shell that navigate basics that you did. You know how to navigate or change directory. Now, inside there, we are going to create this file. Copy it. Don't type so that you won't make mistake. Copy. First, currently we are in root. I get these questions a lot. Sir, they said Git is not recognized in any, it's not recognized as a command. And I will just look at where they are. They are currently in their root directory. If you do anything about Git here now, it doesn't recognize it. Because what Git recognizes is ALX01. So you want to CD into ALX01 before you start anything about Git. To be sure you have ALX01, use the command ls to list out what you have. Look at what I have here, ALX01. Other things are there. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to remove this ALX low level. I'm going to remove it. Remove -arrow ALX low level programming. So I've removed it. So I only have ALX01. Now CD into ALX01. This is how to do it. Once you press CD and you press ALX, just press your tab key on your keyboard, tab key. If it automatically completes it for you, you are safe. Right? If it does not automatically complete it, it means you're doing something wrong. For example, watch this. Say my system giving me an error. I'm trying to enter a directory. I'm already there. So it's giving me an error. So the tab key.
This terminal is on Git Bash, right? Git Bash, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So the tab key would help you to do just this. Okay, back to the tags. Create the file readme with the contents, my first readme. There are various ways I can create the file readme, but look at my way. vi readme.md. So I'm going to, you can see it as open right now, but I don't like what happened, so I'm going to remove it. vi. This is what I want to open. Copy, paste, and then press enter. Inside here now, I'll use I to get into insert mode. Remember VI now, you did VI. This should be easy. So if you don't know what I'm doing now here, you can use it. Now this is just a way. You can also use this echo. It's pretty much easier. If you want to use this method, just copy it like this. You'll copy it like this now and paste on your terminal. Just copy and paste. It will work. But me, I decided to use VI. I'm going to now copy this, my first readme, and I'm going to paste. Then I'll save and leave VI. And if you list out what you have now, you can see your readme.md file. I'm done. No. Now if you use this command, cat would be able to show you the contents of a file. So let's do it now. Cat readme.md. You see that thing we imputed in VI, my first readme, it now shows us that. So you now understand what we're doing. If the whole cat and echo and VI is looking like rocket science, please refer to shell navigation and VI. This all. See the next thing we are going to do. Update your Git identity. Look at the command to do it here. Git config global user email you@example.com. Copy this and paste. This you@example.com, so please change it now. This place is the only place you're touching. Change it to whatever your email is. So my email is b@gmail.com. Right? After you do this, press enter. That's all. Copy it like this. Change only in between this place. Be careful of this double quote though. Don't touch them, or else it's going to speak one annoying grammar for you. After you've done that, come here, this next one, your username. You know your username now on GitHub, the same username you used to clone the repo. The same username you used to clone the repo. Just do your name, blah blah blah. It's good. That's all. After you've done these two, now you want to push this thing now to GitHub. Look at the first this thing, git add dot. Git add dot. That's the first command. Alright, so I'm going to paste that now. Git add dot. Right. The second one is git commit. Copy it like this. See, when you copy like this, you will not have problem of incorrect this thing. Copy. See the way I'm doing it. Copy. Paste. Now it says this. Tell me who you are. So something happened. It's unable to get who I am because I haven't updated this, and I deliberately did this. I did not press enter any of the two times, and it's telling me, tell me who you are. So yes, please, I'm going to tell it who I am now. So I'll copy this. When your terminal is like this, you know, you can use the command clear to clear. Alright, so I'm going to paste now. So who am I? Let me put my real email now. Now see the big advantage. This thing, please mute to see the big advantage here now has over every other thing. You can see after my screen filled up now, but it's not misbehaving. It went to the next line, right? So that's the good advantage. Now after I've done who I am, I'm going to put my username now. I'm going to put my username. So what's that, my username? Me don't like stress. Look at how I'm getting it here. Copy. I'm going to paste it in between and press enter. Now there's a way you know if these things have entered, and you can go and check it there. Git status, config status, whatever. Alright, but I'm sure it has entered. So let me try this again now. Git commit, my first commit. You can see that error is not there again. I use this error to explain something. The next time when you see an error in anything you're doing in Git, or anything you're doing in code, it's normal. Just read it. The error was tell me who you are. Then they gave me this command, git config global username and git config global user email. It was Git themselves that gave me that command when they were talking about the error. Most times, especially Git, if Git gives you an error, it will tell you what to do to fix it. Learn to read errors, normalize it. I'm done now. The next thing I want to do now is Git push. Let's see if we have any other tags, any other requirements from here. Nothing. No other requirements. Alright. And this is master, right? It's going to the master branch. So you can decide to do this git branch main, because later on they are going to tell you to change to main branch or the rest. Alright, I think in my repository I did explain how to change to main so that you leave master. But if you use master, that's okay. Master and main are the same thing. So if you want to change to main, use this one, git branch main. So I'm going to do that in my own now. Rather than hit git push, I'm going to do this git branch main. So I'm trying to change to main now. And I'm going to copy this now, git push your origin main. If you watch, I'm copying everything. It's not because I can't type, but just to make sure that you don't have issues. I think I'm done. 100%. 3 objects done. Let's check now. Let's check on GitHub. Come back here and refresh what we have. Look at it. I have my first readme, so I'm done. So if you've not done this before, you were following me to do it and you are not yet done, please tell me. Alright, so I assume everybody is done. Okay, please go on.
I'm not done yet. I'm still at work, please. So I'm just following. Thank you.
Alright. Yes. Yes, please. Anybody has something to say?
I would have actually suggested we watch and learn first, and then we can practicalize it, and later, if there's an issue, we will know. It's better than following and, it's just like copying notes. So I think it's better we learn first, watch it, and when we're done.
As you wish. So this is how to do it. From now on, you will never have problems about imputing password or git authentication if you follow this the way I just did it. Then I added something extra that ALX didn't give. They did not tell you to do git push main, right? They said master new branch, but use main. Use this method I used. Later you'll find it useful. Alright, back to, so I'm done with tag 0. Look at tags 1 now. Once again, the first thing you want to do is read each thing. Create a new directory called 0x03 git. Wherever you see this indented code with this small border around it, the best thing you want to do is just to be copying them like this. In your ALX0day repo. So inside this repo, look at what we have. These roots. This ALX0day. Inside here now, they are saying we should create another this thing. Imagine I left everything now. I just came here and did CD. Bam. I just do CD now and I try to create anything. Later it will give me errors. You see that I've left my where I was before. See where I was before. ALX0day1 in my root folder, and now see where I am. So know how far I've gone. Use the pwd. See my current path. I'm in the main root of my computer, the main root. See this root before is the fake one. This ALX root. the main root of my computer, that's where I am. So nothing will work. So I want to cd first into the root where ALX01 days. So when I ls now I can see it. Once again, I'm always clearing my screen. So cd now into ALX01. All I do, note is to type cdal and then put tab. That's all. It would automatically complete it. I'm going to press enter now. Now here, go back to the question. They said create a new directory. This, copy it. What's the command to create a directory? mkdir, paste, press enter. I've copied them. Now I can list out what I have. You can see my folder now, 0x03 git. So I've done this first step for this stats one. And what is there again? Make sure you include a not empty readme in your directory. So what does this mean? I've used vi before to open a readme file now, but here it's saying include a not empty readme. So the readme I would include now in this folder should not be empty. If you note, I'm not in this folder yet though. See where I am, ALX0D. So I'll cd into git this 03 now. How do I do that? 0x3 git. Now here that I am now, I'm going to put a not empty readme. There are plenty ways to do it. So if you want to use the regular echo, I can just write in between these quotes now. I can write not empty. Do you know why I'm writing what I like here? Because ALX did not tell me what to write. They just said include a not empty readme. Suppose they had put this not empty in this padding like this, I would have not copied it for them to avoid problems. So I'm going to copy this readme the way they put it now. Copy and paste. I'm doing a not empty readme. See, this is the way to use echo, like the shell, to write it. So if I list now, in my 0x03 git, I have a readme file. Is this readme file empty? Let's check. Cat readme and press enter. Look at it. It's not empty because there's a command written here that says not empty. So let's go back to the question of tax 1. Is there any other thing we're asked to do? It's important. Commit and push your code to GitHub, otherwise the checker will fail. So that's all. I've done everything now. I will now commit. You must do the git add first, then git commit. So the first thing I want to do is to go and check if there's a default commit message that they ask me to put. Look at it. Make sure you commit and push your code so I can commit with any message now. This is how you check. Suppose I saw the commit message with something like this now. I'll just copy it. Alright. So I can put any message. I can say hello. And then press enter. Something has happened. If you've noticed this before, after pressing enter, you see this arrow key, this greater than sign. Have you noticed it before in any time?
Yes, it's happens when maybe there's an error from my end. I don't know.
Yeah, so any attempt to okay, this one quickly worked. But sometimes you press enter, it won't work. Just use this command, Control C. See why it came. So it's because of this slash at the end. didn't understand this message. Sometimes if I forget to put this quotes here, it would also give me that opportunity to keep writing things. So to get out of it, use Control C, and it will disappear. So in this case now, I've committed to Git. Now I can simply do Git push, and I'm done. So let me clear my screen again. And so that's all for this task. If you check code now, it will work. It's that simple. If it doesn't work, it is you that have done one small mistake. How do you identify your mistake? Look through all these things. 0x03 git in your ALX repo. Come here. In your ALX 0, did you have 0x03 git? Did you write it the way you should write it? You see how I've been doing things. I've just been copying it and pasting. That's why it's preferably USSH than to use the sandbox. In fact, a time is coming when you will not see the sandbox again. It's either you're using Vagrant or you already have SSH, but not now. So get used to it. So that's tax 1. Look at the one that is
Okay,
now.
please.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Please ask. Please ask.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm taking you back to the 0 step. In the question, it says, it now takes us back to update your Git identity, ALX pre-course. I'm sorry, is this not supposed to be ALX 0 day?
Where in your question? Step what?
Step 6, before you get to the where they wrote update your Git identity, where you put the git conf global user.email. Was it an error from their end? I thought we were working with ALX 0_d.
It could be an error from their end. It could be an error from their end.
Do you understand me?
Yes, if you're working with ALX 0D and they said first update
Hello?
your Git. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm trying to see which steps even says update your.
Have you seen it? Just below. Okay. Yes, here. Don't. Where you have a yes, there.
So what you have here, this is what I have. Basically what they expect me to do: git config user email username. Then they say add this new file to git, commit with the change message. My first.
This
commit.
ALX pre-course doesn't matter.
If it's ALX pre-course you saw, then work with ALX pre-course. First, let me be sure of what you're saying. Share your screen.
But I think, hello?
Yes, let me
Yeah.
be sure of what
Hello?
you are saying. Are you with your system now?
When you haven't completed an assignment, like let's say the LX pre-course, you still have it on your portal. So probably you didn't finish the LX pre-course.
I want to be sure of what you're saying. Share your screen.
Okay.
Silver is your hands on.
Okay, so let me share my screen. Sorry. I'll show you what it is.
Go on.
It's saying I'm not allowed to share my screen. Why?
You have to do before you share your screen.
I have to do what?
The admin has to give you permission to share your screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm coming.
Sabiru, you have to.
Okay, I'm coming. All right, you can share your screen.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so see what I'm talking about here. We are supposed to work with ALX 0_day, but it's saying update your Git, and then it cited ALX precourse as example.
Okay, you can take it as an error or as an example.
Exactly, that's what I wanted to know.
Yes.
Okay, so it could be an error from their end.
I think that should be an example. Since we're already on ALX 0day, we've left the first repository, which is ALX precourse. So we are now on ALX 0day. So I think it should be ALX 0day, not precourse. I don't know if you get my since you are following ALX 0day, I'm not sure you should still have precourse. So you should have ALX 0day, not ALX precourse.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Ade.
you so much.
Did you do this step? Did you do this step in your first Git assignment?
Yes,
week?
I did. So
You've already updated your Git identity in that GitHub assignment.
yes.
You can
Yes.
skip this step totally.
Okay.
Yes, you can skip that step. It would not still ask you for anything. Alright, so you can stop sharing now.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So back to the next task 2, the task that has given many people some kind of small issues. I think one person said where he was having problem is task 2. So please, if you can hear us, please just pay attention. For the moment, we only have readme, and that's true in our 0x03 directory. Now we are going to create these directories at the root of our project 1, 2, 3, and then we'll create these empty files: C is fun, main.js, index.js.
So you have to put in something inside.
So where would we put C is fun in? From this first place, where would we put C is fun in? Which directory or which folder are we putting C is fun?
The screen.
Inside C.
Thank you. The same thing with main.js. The main. Can you hear what I'm saying? Okay, you can mute. You can mute. Okay. So the same thing with main.js. We're putting main.js in the JS directory. Alright, we're putting index.js in the JX directory too. So step 1, create these 3 directories at the root of your project. Step 2, create these empty files small. Let's look at that one first. Which directory are we going to do all of this step? Look at it here. GitHub repo ALX0day, directory 0x0git. Can you hear me?
Sorry, please, can I ask a question?
Ask.
Okay. Exit. Let me go back. See this.
I don't know if it's Atlas that is talking, but I'm not hearing you so much. So please use the
Please, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go on. Mr. Atlas, use the
Okay,
message.
sir. My question is concerning that bash
slash ALX and the back slash school. The commit to use there, is not stated. Which commit are we to use if we are to commit it to our GitHub?
Thank you very much for that fine question. So let's do this first. First step, create this. Next step, create these MC files. Alright, let's go and do that now. So watch how I will do it to avoid any problem. I'm going to copy all of these three things now at the same time. Copy, paste. Now I'm going to remove the comma between them and just do mkdir arrow. So there's a space between batch C and JS. Let's see if this works. I press enter. Look at what I have here. Do you see the three folders just like that? That's come. So when you're creating multiple folders, just do it and put a space between them. Alright, so I've done this first step now. Second step, create these empty files. C is found in C. Alright, so let's do this. Let me see if this works because I was getting a complaint. So slash cc is found. Let me see if this works. So it worked. So I'm going to continue. If you don't get an error, it's most likely because what you're doing worked. Not in all cases, so but in most cases. So the next one is main.js. You see as I'm copying it.
I have a question.
Okay, ask.
What if you create the empty file without including the C slash? Because that's what I did before. Is it okay?
If you create an empty file without including the C slash. Okay.
C slash.
Thank you for that question. It shows you've been following. Quite an intelligent question. I would explain it. I'll explain it with this second example. So let me paste it first. You can see what I'm pasting is JS main.js. So let me use the touch command. So why do I have to put the /js before the main.js? Because this is file we are creating, main.js. In this case, this file we are creating, C is font.c. Here is main.js. So why am I putting? Meanwhile, for this one, guess what I'm going to do? For this third example, I'm going to copy this too. I think this should work too. Yeah, I've pasted it. So why am I putting this JS first? If you check here, can somebody please tell me our directory, the directory we are in now? Like looking at my screen, the directory we are in now. You can either unmute or you can use the
directory not elect is the middle one.
Is there the one /0 times 03 /8?
Thank you. That's our absolute working part. So what's our directory now? The directory we are in. Thank you, Jessica. Please mute. Please, if your background, please. Okay. Thank you. Please, if your background is noisy and you want to talk, you know your background is noisy, just use the in-call message because this one will be recorded. If you play it again and you're using an earpiece with this noisy background, you would not find it nice. So thank you. So you're correct. The directory we are in now is 0x03 git. But I want to create this main.js file in our JS directory. So I think what you were expecting was for me to cd into JS, right? Because I want to create main.js file in JS directory. So I'll first cd into JS. Change directory. CD means change directory to JS.
Yes, that's what I was expecting that you would do.
Exactly. And that's correct. But this command now, gs slash main.js. What this does is that it would first change the directory, so it knows that the paths. Now this is a working path where I want this main.js file to be created. So what I've simply told this thing is go to js directory, and inside js directory create a main.js file for me where I am 0x03 git. That's what I've told it. Do you understand?
It's more like a shortcut, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's it. The same thing with this c slash. So I'm still in this 0x03 git, but I'm creating a file inside c directory. I'm creating inside js directory. Just to clear things up. I like being very, very clear. So let me remove this slash and then just try to touch. You can already predict what will happen. It would work, but when you list out things, look, I have main.js file. I'm supposed to have it inside the js directory. So that's the thing. So I have main.js file now, but I'm supposed to have inside js directory. What would I do? I need questions, please.
Say that again, please.
I have main.js file now inside my 0x03 git directory, but I'm supposed to have it inside js directory. What would I do?
You move it into the JX directory.
Thank you. So the next time you have a problem with wrong location, please don't delete your repository. Some people will say it's not working. I want to delete everything. Cannot be deleting things like that now. Learn to fix it. It's normal to have the challenges. Alright, it's very normal. Everybody makes that mistake, but you just fix it.
Sorry, please. Can I ask a question?
Okay, ask.
Please, when sometimes maybe you move a file into another one and you don't actually intend to do it and you want to undo that, how do you do it?
You want to undo what you've moved?
Exactly. Like example for this one now, if you want to move this main.js to that JS now, you want to now undo it back to the previous one. How do you do that, please?
I don't know if there is a way to undo. I know that you can undo if you are writing a file. I know that, but I don't know if there's a way to undo creating or moving a folder. But this is what I would do if I were you. If I mistakenly moved it to another place, I'll move it back to where I want it to be now.
Exactly, but it's not possible. It's quite hard.
If I mistakenly move this main.js now to batch, I will see the into bash and move the main.js back to js now. It's easy. But go and check. See, that's why you have Google. Go and check how to. So let me do that now. How to undo a directory. Let's see if they are changing my undo to remove. How to undo moving a folder in shell. So in Linux command prompts, go to the directory where you move the file.txt using cd. So it seems like there's a way. How do you move a file folder? How do I undo a folder move? Linux doesn't natively provide an undo feature. The philosophy is if it's gone, it's gone. Alright, so what you want to do on your own time, go and check what they say there. But you see how I search for it, right? I just thought about your question and I pretty much put it to Google. How do I
Yes,
undo this?
I've checked most of it, but the recent one I've been only seeing is using Control Z, and it's not actually really working that way. So I suggest parents shouldn't make such a mistake then. So very careful. Try not to fall victim.
If your background is noisy, kindly use the encore message. Thank you. Oh yes, you cannot use Ctrl Z in a terminal now. What are you Ctrl Z in? So how to move the main.js now to my JS folder? Let's see if this works. I'm moving main.js to /js. Wait, I want to check if this would work. So that thing would have not worked. See the reason. JS. Now this would work. See what I just did? I put the /j, then press my tab key to see if it would automatically complete the JS. And the system show an error, like it warned me. So this is a warning. So then I put J first and then use the tab key, and the system completed it. So I'm sure now that this would work, that the other one will not work. That's how to validate yourself before Shell will produce an error for you. So I've pressed enter. Now let me list what I have. You see, I don't have main.js again. It's now in my JS directory.
Okay, please, quick question. Why are you moving? Why are we echoing?
Echo reads a file. Echo writes into a file, rather. It writes into a file.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so are we asked to move main JS to the JS?
I don't know if you've been following me. I deliberately did touch main.js in my 0x03 git folder just to show you how to move a file, because I've been taking questions since.
It was the network.
Alright. So otherwise, do it the way I'm doing now. I hope you understand what this does. The network was bad. Did you understand? No problem. This thing is recorded, so you can always get it. So now I have batch, I have C, and then I have JS. Alright. Fantastic. That's all. Now if I list what I have in JS, for example. Let me see.
I want to ask a question.
I can hear you.
Alright, I don't know, why don't you put you've removed it. I wanted to ask a question on the terminal.
Ask now, go on.
Now I'm not seeing the terminal again. Yes. Why don't you put the touch, like the JS, before the main.js, after that touch? You wanted to do it before, but you later removed it. So I don't understand.
I too don't understand your question. Are you talking about
My
this?
question is,
Are you
wait,
are you talking about this line?
Wait.
Are you talking about this line?
Main.js.
Oh.
Before you wanted to
Can you
You
hear
wanted
me?
to touch the JS /main.js before, but you
This is your question.
I don't know if you are getting my question.
Okay, I'm not getting you. You know what? That thing that's your question now. Write it in the encore message. Let's move on. So you can mute now. Write it in the encore message for me now. Alright. I'm seeing the messages there. Jessica, thank you so much. I appreciate how you've been cooperating, especially with the messages. Now, lastly, I've done these first 3 steps. See, these are pretty much simple. Create a file /alx with these 2 lines inside, bin bash and echo alx. From what I've said so far, someone should give me the step of what we'll do, so I know we are understanding. Anyone? Create a file bash ALX with these two lines inside bash. Even if you don't give me all, start the process. Let me just know we are understanding.
Okay, so let me give it a try.
Alright. So is it raining where you are?
Let me quickly. I'll leave a comment. I think it's noisy here. I'll leave a comment.
Thank you. Can I see the question, please? Alright, here's the question. Create a file bash ALX with these two lines inside. ALX. This first line is a question. This. Anybody?
Can I try?
Anybody can try.
Can you? So I think we have to echo this being batch into ALX first, then later echo ALX the one in caps into the ALX, one in a small letter.
Thank you, but I don't understand that process. So please tell me, what am I supposed to do? Like, just start. I'm in my terminal now.
Okay, I think the first thing we have to do is we should cd bash, and then we echo the bin into ALX, and also we echo the bin into school.
I'm coming.
Still on that introduction bash.
I'm coming now. Now, step 1. Let's go.
We cd bash.
Step 2.
And then we echo the hash bin. No, not the, like,
I was like, tell me what to do now. Just tell me. I have no
just
idea what to do.
echo hash, I don't know whatever that is called. Is there exclamation mark? Echo the hash slash the bin slash bash, then the greater than sign into ALX.
Okay.
Greater than sign the ALX.
This.
Yeah, let's enter.
This one that gave us a space. Problem there.
Sorry?
Following your command, terminal has given me a space that I don't understand why. Anyways, let's move on. What should I do next?
And then we echo. Okay. Yes, echo.
Let me contribute to what is then the previous guy just said. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. In the previous line before you entered, you can echo this as bin slash bash. Then space with the previous as the previous one they are asking you to write, then you redirect into the ALS instead of repeating it. So you can do it in that same line.
Okay, I'm trying to understand the explanation, but it's difficult. Thank you. Any other person? It's almost the same concept. Any other person? Especially from what I've talked about before, the way I was able to create files while remaining in my 0x03.
I
Any
think
other person?
we will make use of the vim command there. That is why I was stuck. That's why I said we should start from tax 2. That was why I got stuck.
Thank you. First of all, let me list what I have. Nothing. Let me list dash all. This command list everything. This echo being bash, this command. I know this is not what you mean. You meant that I put this and this. Alright. But I wanted to do it taking a command directly from someone. That's how you learn. Teach others. Until you can explain it to another person, you've not known it. And see the error. I'm still expecting an explanation from two people. The first person seems like the background was very noisy. It was as if rain is falling. And then the second person, all right. Chidera Jessica says echo beam bash ALX presenter, then echo ALX school, and then presenter. Thank you so much for all of those previous ones. So let me go back to the question. Look at the question. Create a file bash ALX with 2 lines inside. These are the 2 lines. This first line and this second line. Before I do the explanation, let me work with Chidera's advice. Okay, Chidera, tell me, Jessica. I would assume Jessica is the name, not Chidera. Sorry. So Jessie, tell me please. Am I in the right folder? Should I do this your command now in this folder that I am in? She said yes. Alright, so I'm going to do that now. Let me copy her this thing. I'm not a fan of watching then do it later. I'm not a fan of that. Because honestly, I learned from doing it while you're doing it and asking you the questions. I'll ask you anyway, I'm stuck. I'll try to do things. So if you can, do it while I'm doing it too. So this is the first thing she said I should do, and press enter. And then I have something, event not found. I just copied.
You have to check the dot first.
Which dot? This one.
No, like go back. Okay.
Back.
Excuse me.
Back.
Hello?
I can hear you. You said we should go back.
Yeah. No, me, I have a different suggestion. Why is it we are just writing ALX? What if you just write ALX? ALX is it the file itself?
I don't know. I'm just following what you are saying.
But I don't think if we created the file ALX in the first place, it should.
Okay, you said we should create the file ALX in the first place.
In the first place to echo the bin into ALX.
What I'm asking is, how do I do it now?
The echo what?
For me, I don't know if I pronounce your name correctly, but correct. She said she gave us a mistake with what we did before in the echo bash. So I'm going to cd back into bash using your method. Then I'm going to let me get the command. Yes, Jessica, I understand. The background is too noisy, so I'm going to copy that again. Come here, paste. So she said there should be a space after here. And honestly, these are the things I'm looking at. How you are able to read what I'm doing here and try to identify my mistakes or bring out a different pattern. So I'm going to press enter. The same this thing said, look, it said being bash with this exclamation mark, event is not found. Okay, I assume if she was typing, what she would have done is something like this. I assume if Jessica was typing, she would have done something like this. Copy. She's probably not going to use this exclamation mark. She's going to use this one because they are not exactly the same thing. I'm sure that's what she would have used. So let me try that using a suggestion and enter. So it would have worked if she was doing it. So
that was what I said now.
It was not so clear. I didn't understand. Probably you should have used the in-call message. No idea.
Oh, okay, because
Yeah.
I think I just said we should code up into the LX, but we didn't put the apostrophe up.
You said exactly this thing now, that we didn't put the apostrophe up.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. So it would have worked, like this would have worked. So great. Then she said we should also do this. So let me copy it. Let me copy it and press enter. So you can please mute or mute. Please mute. I don't know who is that, but if you're not muted, please mute. Let me figure out the person myself now. Alright. Okay, so let me check out what I have now. ALX. So I want to cut what I have in ALX. And we have 2 lines. Thank you so much, Jessica. I don't know if anybody understands what she did with the echo here. Line.
Sorry, I have a question now.
Okay, ask.
What's the difference between this one greater than and the 2 greater than?
What do you think is the difference between them?
What's the difference between the one greater than that's used while echoing and the second one?
What do you think is the
Use one for the
difference?
first
Yeah,
one,
I
two
got
for
your
the second
question.
one.
So what do you think is the difference? What do you think?
You said?
I got your question. Now I'm asking you back. What do you think is the difference between the 2?
I don't know.
That's why you're here, to learn and think. If you had used 1 alone for this second line, what would it have done? To replace this first thing, ALX school replace this first line. So we have been bash and then ALX school here. But let's see the question, what we're asked to write. Create a file bash ALX with these 2 lines. Bin bash and echo ALX. The line would contain echo ALX, but look at what we have. We have ALX school. So this thing would give us an error. I don't know if you understand. That thing now would give us an error. A very big error. Raf, go on. So how do we fix that?
Okay, good evening.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, please go on.
Okay. What I feel you should do there is you use the VI command inside the bash. You type in VI space, then the file ALX. So when you do that, the script will open. So from there you can enter those notes that was given to us. Do you hear me, sir?
Thank you. Yes, I heard you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, okay.
So you can mute back. So this is what I would do. Remember, I was in my 0x03 kit when I created all these files. You know, I created all these files in my 0x03 kit. I didn't cd into bash to create them. So if it's me, this is what I would do. I'm going to copy this. See here, I break the questions down. This is the first question, create the file, then do. Echo would help you do everything, but you have to be inside the batch folder. But I'm going to write touch here, touch, and then I'm going to paste down this, and then I'm going to come back here now. We have bash ALX and then bash school. You see the way I don't ignore these things first, because these two things are similar, bash ALX and then bash school. So I just went down to the next one, completing this first, all the steps that are here, if this one did not give you a problem, this one too should not give you a problem. So I'm going to copy it. Just learn to break down the steps into smaller fractions. So I'm going to paste it. Should I do this bash school or should I do school? So let me try bash school first, if I would get an error. So I pressed enter, I didn't get an error. So I've created the two files first, but they are empty. So if you list out now, see all these plenty files I've created, all of them are there, but you can't see them until you see them into their various folders. I was hearing a lot of people telling me, I've created the main.js file, but it's empty. It's empty. It's not showing, it's not working. No, it's working. So you know how to do that now. So I've created these two files first. Now I can seed into bash. Inside bash now, I have two files. I did create the two files from within 0x03 gits. That was where I did everything from. Everything, JS, C, bash, everything within there. Now I'm going to write 2 lines in ALX and I'm going to write 2 lines in school. So I'm going to use VI. That's why I have text editor. The work of a text editor is to write files. Now see the first line, copy it. See the second line, echo ALX. See the second line. This second line, I'm done. I'm going to quit and save. You know the command to quit and save now, WQ. So once again, if you've used echo to do those your VI projects, go and do. It's like you were doing the theory. Go and do the practical now. Watch that my video or watch any other video. What I did in all my videos is that I structured my presentation to talk about ALX projects in an indirect way. Previously, I was doing it directly, so I did the project and then posted it online. But then ALX asked me to take it down. So that's why I talk about ALX projects indirectly. If you watch any of my videos on that channel, except one, all talked about ALX projects indirectly. If you understand them, you do your projects. Trust me. Now I've created this file in VI now. You see how easy it was. It's not easy because I've been doing it since. It's easy because using a text editor is easy. VI copy. So when I asked for explanations here, I was expecting someone to tell me to go there, copy bin bash, paste it, come back, copy this one, paste it. When you copy like this, you're sure that you won't have an error. You're sure that you will not have an error. Paste it. Yeah. Now you're getting used to the VI environment. This is the same environment where you're going to be writing your codes when you will get to C. This is the same environment where you're going to write your codes when we get to Python and JavaScript. So you want to get used to it now. Now this VI is cool, and I have everything I need. This whole big task is simplified in 8 simplest steps. The first thing I did was to create all these folders. Then I created all these files, all of them, only the files. Then I went into this ALX and wrote these 2 lines. Went into Bash School and wrote these 2 lines. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Next step, add all these files to Git. So I'm going to cd into my 0x03 Git. Now there was one criminal way I would have used to write all these things, but that would look too complex. And rather
I don't know if we can just pause, a little back up. This BI, I'm new to it. I'm just seeing how it's used now. So I don't know if you can quickly go back before we move on. Because normally I would have got the echo thing.
What happened to your BI? What happened
I'm going to start from the third step above.
Are you doing this with me?
Sorry?
Are you doing the project with me? Are you doing the project as I'm doing it? Are you doing it now?
No, I'm not.
Alright, you can always see it marked in the recording. It will be available on YouTube. So the next thing I want to do is add all these files to Git. I don't know if anybody has questions so far what I've done. The general idea behind it, I don't know if anybody has a question. This is the idea. For this project, I first of all created this. Then I created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This. Do you know that if it was only me, I would have created all these 5 things with one command, separate everything with space and press enter, it would work. But if you can't go at that pace, small, you know why I just said I would have gone at that pace? To let you know that this is very simple, like very simple. So don't allow it to complicate you. It's just a simple thing. Even if you have errors, just know it's a simple thing. After creating all these files, they said in this empty file now I should write these 2 lines. So I use VI, copy and paste, copy and paste. Line 1, line 2, line 1, line 2. After this, they said I should add everything to Git. Is Git add? So in my 0x3 folder or in my ALX01, blah blah blah, I'll just go and do Git add, right? And then Git commit -m. Now let me look at if they ask me to use a commit message or not. You see this line? They said they gave me a message, was starting to code today, so cool. If I don't use this message, they will fault me. So I'm going to use exactly their message now. That's what I use here. Starting to code today, so cool. I did not type it though, because if you type it, you may make mistake with this S, maybe small letter and capital letter. But if you make mistake, use the git amend commit. That's this thing to change your commit message. Starting to code today, so cool. Then I'm going to press enter. Can see everything works. Then I'm going to, as usual now, push. Say one thing that confuses people: push to the remote server. They are simply telling you to push. The remote server in this case is 0x03 git. Alright, so in this folder, just git push. That's all. Step 2. Who really has a question? Please ask.
I have a question. Actually, I was doing it. I had an error, but I was doing it on Sandbox. It told me I made a commitment. When I made the commitment, on branch master, your branch is ahead of origin stroke master by one commit. So how can I correct that?
Where did you push to?
I pushed it to the same. Is it directory? Yes. The 0 times 03.
What branch did you push
dash
to?
gives.
If it says your branch master is ahead of this thing, that means you push to another branch. Or your 0x git folder was not in your master branch in the first place. So you know what? Send me a screenshot of your.
I send you the photo.
Yes, of your error, and then send me a screenshot of your GitHub page. That's what I'm looking for. And then your terminal, send it to your GitHub and your terminal. Someone was saying hello.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Please go on.
I'm sorry, the network was so slow. And the commit, I'm after that commit. Which commit do you use? I didn't see it. It was too slow on mine.
Look at the question. From this question here, from top to bottom, which commit should you use? Especially this last line, which commit should you use?
Starting to code today, so cool.
Does that answer your question?
Actually, I used it, but it didn't work on my own side. So I don't know why it happened like that. It said the commit doesn't match the file or something.
Commit doesn't match the file?
Yeah, so directory. Yeah, that was the message I got then.
Is that not village people's handbook? All right. Share your screen. You can start sharing. Share your screen. Hope you are online. Hope you are online. I'm coming back.
Hello?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, you can see my screen, right?
I'm waiting for you.
Okay, so
Okay, I can see you typing.
you can see my screen right now, okay?
Go on.
Okay, I want to move to the particular one.
Yes, so anybody who is using phone and now, see someone who is also using phone and is doing it very well, so you can, if you're having issues with using your phone, reach out to him. This is how the learning is. It's not like one teacher. Personally, I've never used phone before, so I don't know how to use phone, but I know you can use either Android or this thing.
Okay. So these are the two I'm having here. Is it right? Does it have to look like this?
Why am I saying hash school hash ALX?
Exactly. I don't know how this happened, and I don't know. It showed like this, and when I checked my GitHub, it's the file were there. So I even want to remove it now, but I don't know how to remove it. So I use the normal formula remove by force stuff to try and remove it. But it's saying this thing like this now. I expect it to be removed, but when I check my list, it's still there.
Maybe is it because it's using the on your GitHub, is it showing normal like ALX and school? The hash are not there.
Yes, it's showing. Let me go there straight away, sir. Okay, this is my. You can see my GitHub.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so I went to the something. This is my bash here. You see the ALX? The two
Go
are
back.
there.
Go back.
And it's cool.
Wait. That was what I was asking now. Is still showing hash school, not this thing.
Yeah, it's still showing the hash.
That was what I was asking. So it's the way you named it now. So you want to go and rename it. It's not to remove or rename. You did shell now. If you named it wrong, you rename. If you don't need it, you remove.
Okay, I want to remove it because I want to use the command again because that was one of the points they made that I didn't add up to my score.
And
he said I didn't comment.
Rename it now and move on with what you're doing.
Okay.
Your last option should be to remove a file you're working on. Even as you go on in code, your last option should be to start again. When we were learning JavaScript, there was one guy, any single mistake, he's going to start again. See, one day he did a project, it was 80% done, and that day he knew he could not start again. That was when he started learning how to read errors and fix it. So fix it, don't remove it.
Okay, I should git rename.
Git rename. You need you know how to remove in shell now. Basically, where you are working on now is the shell environment. So use shell to rename. So what's the command to rename in shell?
Yeah, I don't know the command.
Okay, so moving on. Since now, like from what we've discussed so far, now that you don't know the command, what would you do?
I want to know it.
No, like how? Of course, we want to know it now. Like
okay, I will search just like it.
So do the search live now. That's the learning. Do the search live. This is the most important part of your career as a software engineer. You're searching. So do the search. Let's see live. How do you search it?
Okay.
So to everybody, even if you're done with this part, I know most people have problems in the advanced parts. I'll talk about it. Probably this is the only meeting where I'll talk about it. I wanted to stop by 9:30, but it's 10:18. So I'll still talk about them. But just pay attention to how he's going to find solutions to his problem now. So we are waiting. I don't know if you're using this particular phone to do the search, because I'm not seeing anything.
Yes, I'm using the phone right now. Yeah, it's because I'm using the double screen. Let me just move it to the new screen.
Yes, please. We want to see your process on how you search.
Okay, I'm coming. Can you see this?
No, I cannot see it. Come back to your terminal environment where I can see.
Oh, okay. This is my terminal. You can see this?
I don't know how you did it, but I can't see anything again.
Oh, sorry, coming on.
can only see the terminal, but I can't see you like do your movements.
Oh, okay, I'm coming. If you can see the screen, let me know.
No, I am just stop sharing and then share again.
Okay.
Just in case you're wondering why I didn't tell him the command and I'm letting this long process go through, this is how I, B-Wave, do my own learning and teaching. So throughout my 1 month probation class, this is all we are going to be doing. You do it yourself. All I will do is just try to give you the general idea. So you're welcome. Thank you. So what did you search for? Tell us.
I searched for how to rename a file on a shell script.
Thank you. How to rename a file in shell. If you had gone to search for it's not working, they would have told you how to make it work. Now you've seen the command, right?
Yes.
So go ahead and rename it.
Okay, I saw another one. How to rename a file in bash. To rename a file in bash, we use mv command /v, and it's the double colon verbose option. In other words, display the progress of the file and then move to rename in a bash cell. So I'm to use mv in other words, display the progress of the file. Okay.
So this one problem you get while Googling. Your very first option most times is going to be 65% correct. You see that one?
Okay, so I want to use the...
Yeah, you see those ones, go up. Like, scroll back up.
Okay, the one from the upper side.
Go up the page. You scroll down now to check people also ask, like go up.
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of...
I can't see you go up again. Like on that this thing. I don't know if you're going down. I said the very first thing you see when you Google like that is 65% correct most times. So go up.
Okay, I'm at the top now.
That command that was written in bold. I don't know if it's only me that can't see you at the top. But that command that was written in bold by Google themselves, that was highlighted by them, 65% of the time is the one that is correct.
Yes, mv command.
So you've gotten it, you leave Google.
So that means I'm to use the mv and try it out. Can you see my screen?
I can't see your screen. So at this point, use the mv, try it out, but you can stop sharing.
Alright.
So you want to rename the file correctly now, and so you can stop sharing.
Excuse me?
I think we're in tax 3. Go on.
I'm requesting if I can share my screen and I show you what the issue was on my side. Is that possible?
Tell me the issue.
The issue was about it was the commits. I was being told how your branch is ahead of the origin master by 1 commit.
Have you sent me the message?
Yes. Can I share?
You sent me the message, right?
No, I haven't because I was using my phone, but now
Oh
I'm
yeah, share
connected
now.
to my PC.
Oh yeah, share now.
Okay.
And there's one mistake a lot of people do quickly, very, very, very quickly. I don't know why, but they try to do what they don't know.
So,
Even me, I used to make that mistake. Please don't do it though. If you don't know it, learn it first. Then try to
so this is the error.
so that you don't
This
have.
is the error itself. Hello?
Oh yeah, now.
Yes, this is the error itself, and I took a photo of it and I posted it on Slack, and this is what it said.
Please, let me see your terminal. Let me see your terminal.
My terminal here it is. I think even for that it has been cleared.
Try
But
to
I can check. I can check my
add
bash.
now.
It has everything.
Oh yeah, now git add, git commit. Do it now. Do it. Let me see the error live.
Okay.
Let me see the error live.
Just commit this. Yeah. Hello?
Okay, so it says your branch is ahead of. By one commit, use git push to publish your local concept. Oh yeah, now look at this. Is what I always say. Please read your errors again and again. Look at your error on branch master. Your branch is ahead of origin by one commit. What did they write in brackets there?
Yes, git push to publish a local commit.
So I don't know if that's clear enough to answer your question. What you're supposed to do next.
To be fair, I'm really stuck there. I didn't know what to do.
What is it in brackets that they said you should do?
Git push to publish your local comment. Oh, let me git push then, right now. Okay. Should I input the username?
Control C. Control C. Control C.
Yes?
Control C on your keyboard. CD backward by one. CD to your 0 day.
What?
CD backward.
CD.
Move your directory one step backward. Now git add, commit and push. Use your arrow up key to keep going up. See, I say stop. Probably did not even hear what I said. Oh, go on.
Sorry?
Just go on.
do this.
Go on. So you know how to fix this issue now. You probably didn't do it from the first instance. You made a mistake, and that's why it's showing this. So you want to after inputting your username, put your personal access token in place of password and push. It will work. You can unshare your screen now. Let's go to task 3. You didn't stop sharing, or you just hid it. Please stop sharing. Click there now. Stop presenting. Alright, you can. So put your username and should work out. Alright, let's move on. If you Task 3, collaboration is the base of the company. A branch is like a copy of your project. For this project, a branch is like a copy of your project. Yeah, he should configure his username later on. Probably skip a step, so from the things I've been saying, you should know what to do now. For this project, create a branch, name update script. I mean, it's just me going over everything I said in my first Git video again and again. Copy this. If you're watching me do it live, when you do Git branch currently here, you would see how many branches you have, and you can see I have my main branch alone. If you see that you have master branch, that's okay. If you followed my first video, I explained how to get into your main branch rather than master. Alright, and it's advised you use main, not master. But if you see master, that's okay. If you see master, don't create main. No, just do this: git branch. What's the command say? Checkout. Let's try this. Update scripts. It didn't work, so let me try this. Still didn't work. What's that command again? Git checkout. Okay, it's not supposed to be git branch checkout. It's git checkout -b of this script. Alright, so what this thing did was it created a new branch and switched to its update script. The command is git checkout -b update script. Next up, create an empty file. See, you see the empty file, so I'm just going to copy this thing now. Touch and I missed it. Touch. Let's copy it again. See, I've done this. Next step said update bash ALX by replacing echo ALX with echo ALX code. They said we should update this ALX by replacing this with this. I don't know if this looks difficult, but it's not. You come to your ALX file in your batch folder Then instead of writing this, copy this now and replace it. Alright, so I've copied this already. Thank you. The command is git checkout.b. I've copied this already, and I'm going to cd into bash, and after cd into bash, I'm going to list out what I have in the file called ALX. I'm going to use vi once again, ALX. They said I should replace echo ALX, right? So I'm going to and paste it, ALX school, and then I'm going to and that's VI misbehaving. That's VI misbehaving. So I fixed that. So I've replaced it, and in the second one they said bash school. I should replace this school with echo school is open. Alright, I'm going to do that for them now. School with echo school is open. When this recording comes out, you'll be surprised at how much time I've spent together. And thank you for everyone who has joined my special intense learning class. Thank you so much. As you can see, I've been on this course since 8:30 and battery percentage is still 100, so you know the amount of fuel that has gone, the sacrifice. Today was my sports day, my club are playing football. I have to leave all of that, so I appreciate everyone who has supported. Thank you so much.
Well, I have a question.
And then here, I'm coming, I'll take questions. So I've done, basically what I've done is all these things. And then I'm going to commit this now. See the commit message, my personal work. I'm going to copy this too, and I'll push the branch. So let me do that. Pushing the branch may give us an issue, so I'm going to show you how to solve it. So after doing all of this, I'm going to cd one folder back, then git add dot git commit dash m. Forget that I'm fast, it's because I've been doing it for a long time, so it may not be this fast. Then I'll do git push. It's giving me an error. I want someone to tell me what I should do now. Read the error and tell me what I should do. Let me know that people who are familiar.
You just copy the git push / that dash set upstream origin update script. You copy it and you put it there, and then you run it.
Thank you. It's as simple as that. Read your error and follow what Git asks you to do, you know, and then paste. It's done. I'm done. So when you get error, your first thing is not to panic, it's just to read it, understand it, and fix it. If you read it and understand, you can't understand, Google it. If you Google it and it does not work, read it again and Google it again. If it does not work, ask questions, direct questions, and I will answer. You'll be done. 5 minutes.
Please, may I ask this question?
Alright, so I'll be taking questions now.
Please, I made a comment previously, which concerning the second to the last task you just did now, and it wasn't the same with the comments of the earlier one. Can I just redo it and do the comments again?
I don't know if I understand what you are saying, but to change your commit message, you use go to Google and ask how to change commit message. The command is git amend one thing. That's how you change your commit message.
Git amend.
Go to your Google and do it now. Why are you trying to cram what I'm saying? Even me don't cram. That's why when I was doing this thing, Zachi was even sent it here, git checkout that would be. I have forgotten. I had to try multiple options. You can't cram them. Make Google your friend and play with these things. Any questions from this thing I just did? What's not clear? What's not clear? If you don't understand what the question was even saying, tell me what's not clear, because I wrote this part, but what's not clear now? This first part.
What I haven't understood was about, I've already downloaded the Git bash, is to restart it now. For me to now be connected to, for me now to be using it for the first time.
Okay. When this class is over, check the starting of this video. It explains it. So I assume everybody understood collaboration is this tax 3, the first part. I'll take note to mean yes. If you understand, rather than keeping quiet, please use the message to tell me I understand.
Hello? I'm just getting home, so I don't know. Maybe I could get the video then watch over from the beginning, because I don't even know anything that just happened here just now.
Welcome. I understand.
Thank you.
Alright, let's move on. So this part has 2 places. After doing this first one, they said you should change your branch back to main. So what I'm thinking now is, what's the command to change branch? If I don't know it, I'll just come to Google here and do what is the command to change this thing. Very simple, you know. But since I already have an idea, let's do it. Git switch main. Let's see if this works. So our branch switched to main. The command is git switch main, and then what's the question? You can see how I'm doing it, one step at a time. Change your branch to main. Do that one first. Update bash ALX inside the main branch by replacing echo ALX with echo ALX code is so cool. I don't know if you understand what happened. We updated all these files here. Everything here, we updated it. But we updated it in this branch called update script. Now I've come back to main. This is why, if you follow this video from the first time, I told you to create a main branch. That first master that ALX used, now they've changed it to main. They expect you by default to change that master to main. So if you follow my video, if you've not done it, follow my video and you would be able to change your branch from the start to main. But if you have master branch, go on, use master. Master will do the same thing for you. Now update the file this with this. So this is what we're going to do now. Copy this, and so I'm going to cd into bash, and then I'm going to vi. What's the name of the file? ALX. Yeah, ALX, and what was I asked to do here? ALX school is so cool. You can see I'm just copying it. Then step number 3, delete JS directory. Alright, so I'm going to copy this now. I'm going to copy this. And see the barcode because I'm in the bash directory. But I want to delete JS directory. Look at where JS is. JS is in the 0x03, not Git. So I'm going to delete this JS directory now. So how do I do that? I'm going to just do. I wanted to write delete. So I'm going to do ROM. If you do this, it won't work. Watch. It says cannot remove JS. You know, even if you do. It said fail to remove JX directory because the directory is not empty. Please, when you have these issues like this, your first option should not be to run to the WhatsApp group. You won't learn by doing so. Here it says directory is not empty. Go to Google now. So if you were to go to Google to get what to do to solve this problem, what would you do? Let me ask that question. Anybody can just answer. What would you do? What would you do? You want to delete JS directory. It tells you directory is now empty. You want to go to Google. What would you do? What would you do?
Is go to and tell how to remove a directory that's empty.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's do that. You see how long I'm spending with Git. For me, this is the basics for everything you do in ALX. People that started May, April, I still have problems with Git because they didn't know it well. How to remove a directory that is not empty. See, it's there. Now I want to do this in Linux, so I'm going to just press enter. Just as I've said before, your very first option is most likely the correct one, especially the ones written in bold. So watch out for, when you search like this here, watch out for the things written in bold. ROM dash arrow, then the name of the directory, that name. Alright. So I'm going to copy this now. Copy and ROM dash arrow JS. Now let's try this. So when you did it, let me list out. See that we don't have the JS directory again. What I did is that I don't know it. One, I did not go to any WhatsApp group to find it. Two, this is me just reading one message on WhatsApp now. Taking too many messages from one person, from different people, would cause you troubles. Exactly. Your best option is Google. Then if you are to come to WhatsApp, look for somebody that you know it before the person will tell you to go and delete your whole repository on GitHub and start over. That's not how to learn. Alright. So if you have questions on what we just did now, you can ask. Otherwise, this is clear. The last one we are going to do is copy. So I've changed my branch to main. I've done this, and I want to commit my change. So I'm going to remember git add git commit dash n and then git push, and everything is going to work out fine now, and you can clear. We're done with tax 3. Let's look at the last compulsory tax. Anybody has problems from our tax 3? You can ask. take no to mean either it's clear or we've not gotten to this stage. But even if you're just following and you have any question, like any specific question that enters your head from the tax, ask. So look at this one. For this tax and for only this tax, see where I'm reading from. Update your readme.md file in the main branch from GitHub. Look at the directory we're working on, 0x03 directory. The file that will be affected is readme.md. They are saying update your readme directory from GitHub. So how do you do that? This is GitHub. They said in my main branch. Now look at, I have two branches, main branch and update scripts. From my main branch, I should update my readme directory. See how to update it here. I'll just click on this pencil sign. They said update it, so I can write anything like updates. Come down, click on commit changes. I'm done. I've updated it. I don't know if you understand what I just did now. Even if you're not like doing it, I came to GitHub and click on this arrow here. So just, if you've been following me up to this point, this is what you should see, like this, and then you click on here and basically update it. Alright, let's keep going. I wanted to talk about Git on Thursday, not even today, on Thursday in our next meeting. I'll probably talk about Git again, only Git, because I knew it was going to give people some kind of challenges. So, but I'm not so comfortable that everywhere is quiet. I'm not someone who likes a very quiet place, like especially class like this. But I'll take it to mean we're probably meditating on what's going on. Yes, please go on.
I was trying to listen to everything before I focus on the last one I was doing before. I missed the line where you talked about the VI space bar, then the ALX. Is it that you do something before you go to that? You actually did something before you go to the VI space, the ALX.
Which tax?
That part, we talk about the bash slash the ALX, the bash slash the school. You created a file, and when you create the file finish, I think you clicked, you type something, then from there you VI spacebar the ALX and you edit it inside. But I don't remember what you did there. I was trying to ask.
This is what I talk about, clear messages. You understand what you're saying perfectly, but you keep me wondering which tax you're talking about. Is it tax 3, tax 2, tax 4? Be very direct.
Tax 3.
Tax 3. Now,
yes.
Is it in my update scripts branch or my main branch? Another direct question.
Your main branch.
In my main branch, I cd into bash, use vi to open my ALX file, and then copied this thing and paste it in place of this one.
Okay. No. It's not the replacing part. I'm talking of the place beyond the place exactly when you echo it, you actually echo something there. Yeah. Before you.
I did not echo. If you've been watching me, this is telling you what to write to echo ALX with echo ALX code. I didn't echo. I used VI once again. So I first cd into bash, use VI to open ALX. Now copy this thing, and in place of this one is in line 2. I use this now, copied
Yes,
this and paste here.
yes, I know this part. I'm talking of the other one before you come to this one to replace the second task. I mean the first task before that one.
You're talking about this scripts branch. What I
No,
did
no, no,
here.
no, no. Up,
You're not talking
up.
about tax 3, you're talking about tax
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, exactly. This place.
You see what we are
This
saying?
place.
This is what we are saying now. So how do you expect me to be able to answer questions that I don't know what you're talking about? So,
I noticed if you can't do that, yeah, you are there already. This place. Exactly, this place.
so what is your question on this, please?
Okay, my question is, I noticed without doing that thing, even if you VI spacebar ALX, you won't be able to access to edit anything inside of it.
What are you saying?
I'm talking of this, create a line, a file of bash ALX with these 2 lines.
Okay, now that's clear. Good. So I seed it into bash via ALX, right? And then in my first line I copied this and paste. The second line I copied this and paste. What's not clear?
What's not clear there is even when I tried to VI ALX there, I couldn't edit inside of it.
Did you do the VI project?
No, I've not done the VI project.
You see, these things go one after the other. So you know what? You've subscribed to my YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
And you've watched the VI video.
I actually did because Git was my first assignment I want to deal with before I moved to the VI.
And then you can't count 2 before 1 now, except you are moving from top to bottom.
Excuse me?
But I know that moving from top to bottom is impossible. You start from bottom to the top. So you do VI first. Or if you find Emacs more exciting to you, do Emacs first, then come back to Git. But in my examples, I use VI.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes. Now, if you had not asked this question, you would have done this. Even if you watch this whole thing that I'm doing, you watch it again, you still have errors doing this thing, because you have not done the first one, the prerequisites to this. Those are prerequisites. Except if you know shell very well. If you know the shell very well, then use echo to do everything. Don't use VI. But do you really know the shell to that extent? Or else you still have errors again?
I'm not good at that.
So you want to take it step by step. Are you in my special intense learning group?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to send me a message on your questions on VI first. The reply I'll give to you is my video on VIO. Just know.
Okay.
Exactly. So in that video, I'll highlight special places you should watch out for. Once you know it very well, come back to Git.
No problem. And the last question I would like to ask, please, concerning the assignment, because I noticed they said we were to submit before 6 a.m. tomorrow according to the date on it. I hope that didn't affect the work. We can still keep doing it till we're done.
I think they said first deadline, second deadline. Then I've talked about a supposed, in quotes, third deadline, which is not really a deadline. After your first deadline, you have your second deadline. Just that your scores will be 65% rather than 100. Look at my score here, 100, because I did this in the first deadline. Checks completed, 100. If you did this in the second deadline, after checks completed showed you 100, your score will be 65. That's the only thing. If you did it in third deadline, your score will be 50%. That's the only thing. So as much as you want to try to finish your tasks in the first deadline, don't go and finish what you don't understand. If you don't understand this now, it would affect you in the future. If you don't understand VI, it will affect you here. When you get a task, look for the simplest one first and finish it.
Okay.
VI is more easy than Git.
Thank you very much for that.
Excuse me, sir.
Please go on.
What's your YouTube channel? Because I'm watching from Kenya, and actually a friend of mine is the one who sent it, who is there. So maybe if you tell me your YouTube channel, I'll share with my friends here who need your help.
Okay, my YouTube channel is B-Wave ICT.
Maybe write on the message and then copy.
It's what, please? I can't hear that.
Okay, let me just copy the link.
Okay, so copy.
This is B-Wave ICT here, but let me copy the link again.
Okay, B-Wave ICT.
Yeah, so this is the link.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yep. So yes. Okay, so questions on this thing. Questions on so far. Alright, I assume there's no question. So let's go to this thing.
Okay, I have a question, please.
Please ask.
Please, when starting, am I to continue with the previous token or get another one?
If your token is not expired, you can continue with it. But if you also feel like getting another one, you can get another one.
Alright. Thank you.
Yes. I'm trying to locate my link from WhatsApp, but I don't even know how to do it. The Git is due by morning. Just as I've explained, that should not be your primary focus. Now, if you're part of my special learning group, I can assure you that you would pass the 80% cutoff, whether you understand or not. That's my assurance to you. But that's not my focus. That's my number if you want to send me a message on WhatsApp. But that's not my focus. So if Git is due by morning and you're part of my special intense learning group, that should not bother you. Probably in the next week class, I'll tell you how to skyrocket all your scores. That's an illegal method, but I'll show you. So that's let's go to 5. No, after I've done this, updated from readme, see the next step, create a file called up to date at the root of my 0x03 directory, and it needs write the command line used. So I think this gave some people kind of a challenge. So let's do this together. So I'm going to push up to date. Now I'm going to, let me use the echo, the loved echo. Everybody loves this because it's a very good shortcut. Up to date and git add git -m. Let's see if they give us a default commit message. Say they give us how to be up to date in Git. You know why they are giving you a commit message? What you type as your commit message going forward is very important. You know, so you want to make sure you type the correct things. So I have an error. If you notice this error while you were doing your project, please let me know. If you've come here and you notice this error, please let me know. Alright, I'll take that nobody has gotten to this point. or probably didn't get it. Now, why I see the error? Failed to push some refs, blah 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 blah. Hints. Updates were rejected because you do not contain work that you do. This is usually caused by another repository pushing to the same ref. Alright. You may want to integrate the remote changes using git pull before pushing them again. Remember, in this question, you are said create a file called up to date and write in it the command line used to do what? I have a problem with the way ALX did the questions. Pretty much difficult and not straightforward. But yeah, get used to it. Just get used to it. That's how the program is structured. The command line used to solve this error is what they said you should write in echo up to date in your up to date file. So you could use VI to do it, or you could use echo to do it, or you could use Emacs to do it. But the command line we'll use to solve this problem is git pull. See it here. So for me to be able to push this work back to GitHub, I have to do git pull. You know what git pull does? Remember, I went to GitHub to update my README file. You understand? I committed my change from GitHub. So now that I want to talk about something now in my local repository, Git is saying what you have on GitHub and what you have on your local repository don't rhyme. What you have on GitHub is higher than what you have in your local repository, and we don't understand that. That's what Git is saying. So how do you solve this problem? You solve it by using git pull. So when I do git pull now, this is what you should see. Alright, they say enter a commit message, blah 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 blah. I don't like entering commit message from here, so I'm just going to quit VI, save and quit. Then I'm going to go back and do git commit now. How to be up to date in git, and then I'm going to do git push, and I'm done with tax what? This is an advanced tax, right? No, this is a mandatory tax. I'm done with tax 4. So if I check code now, it will work. Questions based on what I've talked about so far. If anything's not clear to you, please ask. Anything's not clear to you?
Can we go?
Eh?
Can we go back to the number one task?
What's not clear to you? Just ask.
I want you to go to that number one so you can get what I'm saying.
Go on and listen.
Now, the first task said we should put commit message, but it didn't give us any commit message there. Can we just put anyone?
If it didn't give you any commit message, then put the one you like.
You just want to scroll up and see what I'm talking about.
Are you not confident in the way you ask the question? If it didn't give you a commit message, put anyone you like. Next question. There's a reason why I didn't scroll up. The reason why I didn't scroll up is this. You know, if not that we're in meeting, you would have sent me a screenshot, and as I'm talking to you, people that I've added on my phone, I don't know if Lizzie saw that, and others that I've added on my phone. Yesterday I posted on my status that my phone said it's filled up. Before I came here, my phone had 120 something gig free before I came to ALX. I have deleted many games in my phone and many videos in my phone, but my phone is still filled up as we speak because of plenty screenshots. I would appreciate it if you hit the question, bam. I would answer without looking at your screen. If you can be very specific, I would answer your question without looking at your screen. So I want you to imagine that I cannot imagine that I can't see it. Then ask me the question so that you can be direct and specific. Tomorrow when you start asking on Stack Overflows, if you don't ask the question where Stack Overflow is going to close your question, probably delete it off. So start learning it now. Any question about what I did in collaboration, be up to date. Let me explain it again. I went to GitHub and update my readme.md file. I came back to my terminal, I created this file. I use VI or Echo or Emacs to write in it the command line used, and the command line is git pull. And then I then add commit, git pull, and then git push. That's 4. I think we should stop here.
Yeah.
So do it up to tax 4 and you would have done 100% done. And clap for yourself. On Thursday, I don't know what projects you'll be having tomorrow and on Thursday, but if we can, I'll still talk about Git again. If we can, alright, I'll still talk about Git again. I'll most likely talk about Git again, and then we'll move on from there. So well done to everybody. Since 8:30, I was the first to enter this meeting, and I've been here since 8:30 to 11 p.m. And some of you have been here with me since that time till now. Thank you so much for staying. I appreciate it. I hope you learn a thing or two from everything we've talked about so far. And if you're here and you have a question now, just ask me. Emmanuel, please go on.
Maybe a little bit go back. Someone asked the question the other time, but then I wasn't sure if the question was answered. So when we were on, I think it was second task, we had to echo ALX first, and then we used double that. So he asked why we had to use the double quotation for the ALX and double greater than for echoing the ALX. The question is, why did we use double quotation for the second ALS and double greater than for the second echo? Sorry.
Okay. In clear things. Yes. Eju Modo or for me, I don't exactly know the pronunciation. Please forgive me. Yes, I know someone who wants to stay up and we'll do the tasks together. Share my special intense learning group. She's there, so she would want to do the tasks together with you. I know her. She's in the meeting currently, so. But you people will do the tasks with Jesus. Ade Dotun, she has indicated herself, so you know her now. You know her. If I say Jesus again, I should also unmute and talk, so you know her there. Mr. Adi, the answer to that question, I asked it back as a rhetorical question. Most times when you watch someone do something, just think and you get why the person did it. The first line she used 1 greater than sign, and the second line she used 2. Should answer the question now. Line 1, line 2. It's clear. You know why I'm not answering every question? It's not because I don't want to answer or I don't know the reason. If I answer every single question, you will not force your brain to think and you will not think like programmers. But me, I will not use echo. What am I using echo? When I can use VI.
You can use VI, okay.
That's that for that. Any other question? Mr. EJZ, I see your listing link to my WhatsApp group. send me a message. I think you are in Nigeria. It's 481 Now I'm link to my WhatsApp group. Any other questions? Ask now because in 5 minutes time I'm ending this meeting. When will the link to this video be available? Let's see now. People don't want me to sleep again today. Emmanuel, go on.
Miss Fome, the number you gave me is not on WhatsApp. Thank you.
Any other questions? If you've started any tasks and you're having issues now, before I disappear from here, why not ask me? Alright. So I assume no other questions, and since there are no other questions,
So there's another question.
I think I
I think
can.
you tried. I think you tried.
Yeah. Alright.
It's been a long day.
I think, yeah, so thank you so much, everyone. Quick question. Oh, yeah, ask you a quick question. If you've cloned before and you clone with your personal access token and you cloned well, you don't have to clone again. That's step 5, yeah. If you've cloned, I think you're talking about updating your Git identity. Are you talking about cloning? If you've cloned before, you don't have to clone again. But updating your Git identity, if you've done it before, you don't have to do it again. Yeah, you don't have to do it again. Alright, thank you. Alright.
Sorry.
So
I don't want to free of questions, but I like to ask this. Because I know if I go into that VI and I listen to every necessary thing I need to know there, I know using the VI in this gate just demand just one kind of command to start it up. I just need to be sure of that.
using VI generally
Yes.
gives you one command to start typing now. By default, you are in command mode in VI. When you open VI, you are in command mode. To get into typing mode, you just have to press I on your keyboard and you get into typing mode. Alright. Okay, I think my job here is done. So yeah, if you're not in my special intense learning group, you want to join,
Yeah, I want to join.
you can send me a message on WhatsApp. But the third checker is wrong. My question is, how do I command the git commit? How do I amend? I would think it's amend.
Yes.
I don't know how to feel about this question, but I don't really feel happy. Because I think the first thing I talked about was how to Google.
I've already managed. I've changed the name. I've changed the name back to normal. It's now the normal name now.
Then you do something now. You push back
Yeah,
to GitHub.
it remains the VI. I know you actually use a command there before you type. It's something I don't know, but I do know about the WQ because I've used something like that before when I was trying to.
No, I was not even referring to you. I'm referring to Mr. Onibisi.
Okay.
I was asking a question.
Yeah, okay.
Jessica, you left. It's good to see you back. I hope they listen. Jessica, so you welcome back and pretty much. Is there anything you want me to talk about? I'm I'm a minute from leaving the meeting. Is there anything you want to talk about, Jason? Alright, so this is how I pretty much do 8:30 to 9:30, turn to 8:30 to 11:20. I'm very focused on you understanding it. It's just part
Hey,
of my
thank you very much for your time. We're very grateful and we wish for more and more of you.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Ima, you just came from work to join the meeting. Okay. Now I can understand. Thank you. So this is the command. Remember, see where I got it from. We are not any superhumans that remember everything in this life. See where I got this thing from. Google. You know, currently I'm doing a Python project before I came here, and you can see me watching a video, right? Learning, and then see my friend Google and YouTube. You know, so if you have issues like this, use Google. How to amend a commit message? See it here. So I hope that answered your question. Let's see if this recording can be available. I can't promise anybody this night though, but tomorrow morning it will be available after I wake up late as usual. So thank you. And my job here, this meeting is